Welcome to Humble Warrior Yoga. My name is Caroline and I specialise in yoga for women's health, more specifically perimenopause and beyond. So welcome to today's practice for lower back pain. Unfortunately, it's something that we will all suffer from time to time, regardless of age or gender. But before we get started, I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so you get notifications of new content just like this. So we're going to begin lying down. You will need a couple of yoga blocks if you have them. If not, a couple of sturdy books like dictionaries will do just fine. And we don't need them just yet, so we're going to leave them just at the end of your mat. So come to lie down in constructive rest. So lying on your back, knees are bent, soles of the feet on the ground. Taking the legs about hip width apart and resting the arms alongside the body. And just take a couple of moments to notice how your lower back feels right now. Does it feel tense? Does it feel painful? I'm not trying to change that. I just want you to notice how it feels right in this moment. So the things I'm going to share with you today are things that just really help me when I'm experiencing a bit of lower back pain. However, if you are experiencing any sharp pains or you know that you may have an injury in the area, please consult a doctor before doing this practice. Lovely. So the first thing we're going to do are pelvic tilts. So we're going to inhale, and I want you to flatten the lower back into the ground and tilt your pelvis back towards your head. So you're not lifting the hips up off the ground. Feel the lower back come flush to the ground. And as you exhale, I just want you to tilt the pelvis in the opposite direction. So as you take the pelvis forward, you create this little mouse hole underneath the back that you could probably slide your hand underneath. So we're just going to move back and forth between these two positions, tilting the pelvis one way and then the other. So just moving at your own speed. And if one way feels particularly good to you, you might want to pause and linger there for a moment. Lovely. And next time the pelvis tilts back towards your head, I want you to press into the feet, and then we're going to slowly roll up, lifting the hips up. So just rolling up to your mid-back. Inhale at the top. As you exhale, we're going to slowly roll back down. See if you can really articulate through your spine. So planting one vertebrae down on the mat at a time. Lovely. And we'll keep doing this. So as the pelvis rolls back towards your head, press into the feet, start to roll your way up. Inhale at the top. And exhale when you're ready, and start to roll back down. Keep that going. The more you practice this one, the more you'll find a bit more movement into the spine. Sometimes it can really feel like the spine's just moving as one solid column. You'll find that over time you're able to move a little bit more intricately. And we'll just do one more. Inhale at the top and exhale as you roll back down. And draw the knees in towards the chest now. You can just wrap your arms around the shins and have a little roll side to side, maybe making some little circular movements, massaging that lower back into the ground. And we'll be making our way up to all fours. So you could either roll onto one side and make your way there, or take hold of the back of your thighs and we'll rock and roll up and down the length of the spine a few times. It can feel really nice to massage the whole of the back into the ground. Just be mindful as you come back that you're not rolling onto your neck. One last time. Lovely. And then we'll all meet in all fours. So coming onto the hands and knees, bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, taking the legs about hip width. And we'll do a few rounds of cat and cow. So as you're ready, as you inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, chest shines forwards. Have a sense of squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. And exhale, curl the tailbone down, arch up through the spine, allow the head to drop. Inhale, take it the opposite way. You can move at your own pace here. Just do one more in each direction. And coming back to a neutral spine. So I want you to grab hold of your blocks now, and we'll just come up to kneeling. So taking the blocks, we're going to place them on the ground and step that right leg forwards. So we're coming into a low lunge, but I want you to take your low lunge more as both legs are in a 90-degree angle. So we're making right angle with the front leg and the back leg. As best as you can. I know it can be a bit difficult to see what's going on. So we're keeping the body nice and upright. So keep hold of your right brick. We're going to inhale as we take the left arm up high. Really find some length through the left side of the body. So reaching up through the fingertips. And then we're going to start to side bend over towards the right. So you'll find that brick comes to the ground. And just take your time here. Allow the side of the body to open up gradually. You might find after a few breaths, you need to turn your block to a lower level. Imagine sending your breath into this side of your back. Just check that you're not sort of curling forwards. Imagine the body is between two panes of glass. And slowly coming back up. Inhale to take both arms up overhead. Really reach up, find the length through both sides of the body. And then as you exhale, bring that left hand to the right thigh. Circle the right arm towards the back of your mat. Don't worry if it's more on a diagonal, it doesn't need to reach directly backwards. Just twist in an amount that feels good for you. And make sure that you're able to breathe. Sometimes when we twist a little bit too far, our breathing can be a bit restricted. It's more about finding space in your body than seeing how far you can twist. One more breath in and out. Inhale, unravel back to center, reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, float the arms down. Hands to the bricks, step the right leg back. So we'll do that on the other side. As you're ready, stepping that left foot forwards, finding that 90-degree angle with both legs as best as you can. We're taking hold of the left block this time. Inhale, send the right fingertips up high. Find that length in the right side of the body. And then ever so slowly tilting over into your side bend. Block comes to the ground. Remembering that body is in between two panes of glass. We're not rounding forwards or arching back. Send the breath into the side of the body and the side of the lower back. So really feel that area expanding on an inhale, creating more space, lengthening out through the muscles in the low back. And maybe after a few breaths, you're able to come a little bit deeper. We're not forcing our way there. Okay, slowly coming back up to center. Inhale, reach both arms up, lengthen up through both sides of the body. And on the exhale, bring that right hand to the left thigh, circle that left arm towards the back of your mat. And again, don't worry if it's not reaching directly back. Twisting as far as appropriate for your body today. And it will differ from day to day, as well as differing from side to side. So if you don't feel like you've twisted as far in this direction, that's perfectly normal. Nice deep breaths. And unravel back to center, reach the arms up, inhale. And exhale, floating the arms back down, both hands to the brick. And stepping that left leg back. So you can move your bricks off to one side now. We're done with those. We're just going to come back to all fours for a moment and just walk the hands forwards just an inch or two. Tuck the toes under. We're going to lift the knees, lift the hips, coming into downward facing dog. So we're not going to be here for too long, and I want you to bend your knees, really, really bend the knees. Press into the palms, find some length through the spine. So really lifting the tailbone up high. So you're getting one straight line all the way from the fingertips to the tailbone. Should feel really good. Lovely. And dropping the knees back down to the ground. We're going to come into a child's pose now. And regardless of whether your head meets the ground in a child's pose, I really recommend grabbing a cushion or your blocks again for this. So taking the knees out wide if that suits your body. If not, keep the legs together. Personal preference. So sitting the hips onto the heels, walking the hands forwards and resting the head onto your blocks or a cushion. And we're just going to hang out here for a while. And the reason we're not bringing the head all the way to the ground is because this just creates a much nicer curve into the spine. It stretches us out a little bit more than coming all the way down does. It's also very gentle if that area is a little bit aggravated. And with every breath in, feel the rib cage expand, sides of the body expand. Maybe feel the skin on the back of the body stretch. Just taking some nice deep breaths, really creating some space in the lower back. And slowly rising back up. We're going to make our way onto the ground once again. So coming down onto your back into constructive rest. Take your time getting there. Use your hands to help yourself down. And we'll bring the knees into the chest. Once again, wrapping the hands around the shins, maybe having a little rock here. Should feel really good. And then bring the feet to the ground, arms go out to the sides. And I want you to just take the feet a little bit wider, so about mat's width apart. And then drop the knees over towards the left side of your mat. So we're keeping the shoulder blades both on the ground, chest shining up. A very gentle twist into the spine. Make sure you're able to breathe freely. And bring the knees back up through center. Lower them over to the right side now. And coming back to center. Just bring the feet back in line with the hips. Shuffle the feet as close as you can to your bottom. Arms press into the ground alongside the body. I'm going to press into the feet, lift the hips up high. Reaching out through the back of the body. And just be gentle with your neck. So try and make sure the weight is more into the shoulders. 2 more breaths. And slowly roll your way back down to the ground. Take the legs out long, reach the arms up overhead. Take a really big stretch. You're trying to reach the toes as far away from the fingertips as you possibly can. And relax. So if you want to take a shavasana here, you're most welcome to. It might feel really good to place something underneath your knees so you can keep the lower back flush to the ground. If you're ready to end your practice, I'm just going to roll onto one side and use your hands to press back up to take a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I'd really love to hear how you got on, so let me know in the comments below and I shall see you soon.